Boss Level, a movie in which a retired Special Forces officer is trapped in a never-ending time loop on the day of his death. Now this movie is a brand new Amazon original. At least that's how it's marketed here in Ireland and in the UK. But here's the interesting thing, this movie came out 6 months ago on Hulu in America. How they're claiming it's an Amazon original, I don't really know. This movie stars Mel Gibson, Naomi Watts, Michelle Yeoh, Will Sasso, Ken Jeong, and even Frank Grillo. And Frank Grillo, if you're not familiar, he's the guy you get in your movie if you can't get John Barenthal or Joe Manganiello. All joking aside, Frank Grillo is actually really good in this movie. We'll talk about that later on. The movie was directed by Joe Carnahan, who directed The Grey, starring Liam Neeson. Now, before we talk any more about the movie, I'm going to ask you to do me one little favor, and that's if you haven't done it already, jump below this video, hit that subscribe button, maybe even a notification bell as well for new videos every single Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. We recently changed up the schedule, and that's the new one. So as I mentioned, this movie is now being marketed as a new Amazon original in Ireland and the UK, and I assume in other territories too, because if you go to IMDb, at least for me, it says watch now on Amazon Prime. It's interesting timing for marketing like that, because when you look at the trailer for this movie, it makes it look like there's a guy stuck in a video game unknowing to him. And what movie's doing that right now in cinemas? Free Guy. So it looks like Amazon are trying to say, hey look, we've got a Free Guy alternative here. That's fully what I expected from this movie after watching the trailer before I watched it.
I have to get killed.
Hi, Roy.
Over and over again. Until I save her.
I didn't know about this movie, never heard of it before. And it appeared on my Amazon Fire Stick, right at the top, big banner. Brand new Amazon original movie. Mel Gibson's in it.
Exactly.
The trailer looks chaotic, looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun, but also it's a guy stuck in a time loop on the day of his death. A little bit of a spin on Happy Death Day, a movie in which a girl is stuck in a time loop on the day of her death and tries to find her killer, which of course is a spin on Groundhog Day, a movie where a guy is stuck in a time loop and has to play the same day over and over again until he fixes his mistake. These movies are becoming more and more commonplace, time loop movies. Palm Springs was another one that came out earlier this year. I reviewed it on the channel, loved it, I'd highly recommend checking it out. Andy Samberg's in it. Boss Level is another time loop movie. And I gotta say, straight off the bat, a movie I really enjoyed. This movie is wacky, it's got a lot of fun to it, it's insane at times, the action is ridiculous and over the top. Some of the CGI is questionable at times. I think they use the time loop thing really well to play around a little bit, have a lot of fun with the characters and the different deaths that happen throughout the movie, the different characters that pop up, and a lot of the characters do seem like video game characters overall. The story has twists and turns, the pacing for the most part is really, really strong. It's fast, but not too fast, it keeps your attention, and there's constantly something new popping up that adds a little more intrigue to the movie. There's a mystery behind it as to what's going on, what's Mel Gibson's character's involvement in it all. There's also the question of, is Will Sasso supposed to be a comedy character or a tough guy? I've never seen him play a tough guy before, so I was expecting the comedy elements all the way through. He did a pretty good job playing a tough guy and then had a little bit of comedy at the end when he gets stabbed in the head. Spoiler alert. I don't want to spoil too much about the movie because I think if you love action movies, just crazy, insane action movies, you'll love this one. It's everything it says on the tin. When you watch the trailer, everything you get in the trailer is what you get in the movie. Now that's usually a bad thing, that trailers give away too much about the movie, but I don't think this one does. It just shows you the kind of thing you're going to get. The intensity of it all, the crazy action, the interesting storytelling as well. As you hear the character's inner monologue all the way through the movie and what he's thinking and what he's going through, it adds a different dimension to the movie. Now, it's not a perfect movie. It's not a 10 out of 10 movie. It's just a lot of fun. The story's not mind-blowing. The acting's not super sensational. The coloring and the visuals in the movie aren't spectacular, but it's a damn enjoyable movie. The last 20 minutes definitely slowed down the movie dramatically. It kind of seemed like they were at a loss as to what to do right at the end, kind of similar to Beckett last week. It's a movie that was going along really well, then towards the end it just kind of died off and didn't really know what to do. Boss Level isn't quite on that level as Beckett was. It dies off, it slows down, and then the ending is kind of a setup for a sequel in that you don't really know what happens to the main character right at the end. That is a spoiler. I should have done a spoiler alert before that. Oh well. So if you're looking for a movie with some action, some explosions, some fights, some comedy, some Mel Gibson, Boss Level is the movie for you. When it comes down to a rating, I would give this one a 7.5 out of 10. Pretty high rating. I don't go over 8 too often. But this is where I throw it over to you guys. I want to know your opinions on Boss Level. Have you seen it? Are you going to see it if you haven't seen it already? And if you have seen it, did you love it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comment section below. With another movie review down, there's only one thing left to say. Thank you so much for watching.